good evening.
Good evening.
The Finance Committee meeting for the Gary Common Council for today, Friday, November 14th, is not called to order. I'm Mary Brown, Chairman of the Finance Committee. Present this evening is Councilwoman Linda Barnes Caldwell from the 5th District, Councilman at Large Herb Smith, and Councilwoman Rebecca Wyatt from the 1st District. Our Council Financial Advisor, Mr. Virgil Moore, and our Legal Advisor, Attorney Renzer Williams, and the Mayor is present as well. So we will get started. On the agenda tonight are two ordinances: CPO 2018-58, which is an ordinance establishing a fund and department for the Broadway Senior Park, and CPO 2018-59, an ordinance establishing a fund and department for the City Church Stabilization, sponsored by Mayor Karen Freeman Wilson, Angie Hayes, and the Department of Redevelopment and Planning. I have, and I think I passed it out to everyone else, a notice from Redevelopment asking that we withdraw CPO 2018-58 from consideration for tonight. So at some point, I suppose they will bring that back. So we'll begin with CPO 2018-59, which is the only ordinance that we have left. And I don't know who's going to.
I'm here to talk about it.
Okay.
This is an ordinance just to set up a fund for the grant that we've received from the Knight Foundation for the City Church Stabilization Project. We received the funds last year, but we weren't able to use them because we thought that initially we would use them for creating a ruins garden, but then after we did our structural survey, we found out that the structure is too dangerous to have people go into, so we asked the Knight Foundation to allow us to use the funds instead for stabilization purposes, which they agreed to. So we had a change in our grant agreement and are therefore now creating this fund and using this money to do the stabilization work.
At the church.
Yep.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I have one, Chair. Has any of the work involving this grant commenced yet?
No, well, our match, we committed matching funds, the Redevelopment Commission committed matching funds, so we spent approximately $160,000 on a structural survey. That's what revealed to us that we were not in a place where we could create a garden yet because the structure had to be stabilized.
Sure.
So none of these funds have been expended, no.
Or committed?
They are not yet committed either.
Okay. I was making sure we didn't need to ratify it.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mr. Nowak, did you have any questions?
So I just wanted to mention that sometimes we use alternately City Church, City Methodist Church, United City Methodist Church. The actual name of the church is the City United Methodist Church. So I think if you went forward with the actual name of the church, it's the City United Methodist Church.
Okay, I thought it was United City.
Yeah, and they alternately use it for City Church, City Methodist Church, City United City Methodist Church, but the actual name is the City United Methodist Church. Is the actual name of the structure. So I would just make that as a note of information.
Okay.
So that if you go forward, there should be no reason to call it a historic building and then use a name that's not the historic name of the building.
Okay, all right.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I wanted to ask a quick question about, do we have any estimates or bids or any idea if this amount of, how much of this money we'll need to use for the stabilization?
All of that money will definitely go towards stabilization and we'll need to raise more as well. We did get, our structural survey gave us a very rough estimate of the cost of stabilization at several different levels, and it's into the millions. And so this is a project that will need to be fundraised for.
Wow.
Okay. All right, and this
But
grant
this-
is for $164,700.
Yes, and this is essentially for the first steps of stabilization, just to make sure that it continues to get through winters and those sorts of initial sort of emergency actions.
Okay. Anybody else? Got any questions or comments? Okay. Well, if there are no further questions or comments, that is the only item on the agenda for the Finance Committee meeting, and so this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.